Welcome back to AMTV News. I'm your anchor, Topher Morrison. It's Friday, January 11th, 2013. Nullify Obama and his executive order. Well, Wyoming may just draw the line in the sand when it comes to Obama's plans for gun control. Proposed legislation HB 0104, the Firearm Protection Act, makes it a felony punishable by no less than 1 year in jail for any agent of the federal government to enforce any registration, ban, or restriction on any semi-automatic or accessory owned or manufactured within the state of Wyoming. While executive orders are a constitutionally protected power reserved for the president, indefinite detention, drone strikes, secret kill lists, 3 American citizens under his belt, and a penchant for rendition that would make George Bush himself blush sure doesn't give citizens the warm fuzzies about their commander-in-chief. NIC, the world in 2030. The National Intelligence Council, NIC, submits 4 big projections. Individual empowerment and the growth of the middle class. China and India's middle classes will account for a consumption commensurate with their size. Number 2, diffusion of power from states to informal networks and coalitions. Number 3, there are demographic changes owing to urbanization, migration, and aging. The developed world will be older than the developing world. Entitlement programs will weigh heavily on their growth. No news here. And number 4, increased demand for food, water, and energy. Ultimately, the Asian countries will recouple with the rest of the world, effectively ending the United States in the West lead since 1750, and especially the United States Cold War unipolar moment. Hopefully, it's mature enough to swallow its pride and sack up. Cold War II. While the NIC estimate didn't necessarily portend large interstate fights, rather more intrastate angst and upheaval, the alliance between China and Russia since 2005, known as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the SCO, has been met and circumscribed with a veritable ring of fire courtesy of the US and NATO. Russian Security Council Secretary Nikolai Patrushev said on Wednesday, quote, "We are concerned about the U.S. plans to build a global missile defense system, including in the Asia-Pacific region. Our Chinese partners share our concerns, and we agree that coordinate our actions in that respect." Given Russia's improved financial situation, its low 13% flat tax rate, China's growth, and Credit Suisse's projection that these two over the next year will be outgrowing the rest of the planet, it suggests that whatever they build, whether it be the world's tallest building in 90 days or the universe's scariest Iron Dome a la Israel, we should take their word for it. Oh, he's back in the news, Rand Paul's debt ceiling plan. Rather than allow reckless spenders to both claim that they are responsible for raising the debt ceiling, so of course, we can pay our bills, all the while also providing the ability to spend even more, Rand Paul is pushing legislation that would ban federal spending on anything but interest payments on the national debt, security checks, and military salaries, effectively leveraging the looming debt ceiling debate to force spending cuts. Instead of reliving the last debt ceiling disaster which threatened U.S. credit ratings, markets, the economy, and undermined advocates of budgetary restraint, Paul's legislation will force the government to prioritize payments to bondholders. Prudence, rather austerity as it is called, is a hard pill to swallow, let alone passing sensible legislation. Whether Paul's plan will pass is up in the air. Looming Syrian chemical attack. If Bashar al-Assad uses chemical weapons against the Syrian opposition, it would be almost impossible to stop, according to General Martin Dempsey. While it's been reported that the Syrian army has mixed and loaded chemical precursors, AMTV has reported that countervailing claims by none other than the Syrian opposition suggest these stories are contrived entirely by Western intelligence and media outlets. According to Dempsey, it would take 75,000 troops, more than we have in the region, to secure the chemical weapons stores around the country. While it's unclear if Assad would use them, it's similarly unclear what Al-Qaeda or any number of jihadist groups would do once an overthrow is accomplished. The weapons, according to high-level defectors, are not secure. Capturing every corner of the alternative media, watch AMTV News Monday through Friday. Follow me on Twitter at AMTV News and Facebook at Greenwave TV. For more videos like these, visit AMTVmedia.com, home of the AMTV network. This is the voice of independence.